This is Deepa Bhujbal, and you are listening to WXUT 88.3 FM. Today is Saturday, April 17th, and here is your weekly news update. These stories were researched and reported by student journalists at UT 10 News. Let's begin. Local community members are upset with changes Maumee officials made in downtown Maumee. There has been a change in traffic patterns to help promote businesses in downtown and reduce commercial traffic. Reporter Jake Dyke fears this may have had an adverse effect instead. He joined the Maumee Facebook group to gain further insight about his story.
The city of Maumee has made a controversial new traffic pattern permanent. In October of 2020, city officials decided to change Conant Street, which runs through downtown Maumee, from a 4-lane road into 3 lanes. The added space allows for more pedestrian walkways and parking for downtown businesses. This change has been controversial among Maumee citizens, as it has reportedly caused major traffic buildups. I drove through downtown Maumee multiple times during rush hour, and it didn't seem too bad. However, citizens have been taking to social media nearly daily to voice their concerns. Maumee residents say that their commute times have slowed drastically, and Conant Street is the only way to get over the Maumee River. According to Maumee Chief of Police Dave Tullis, there are a couple of times a day that the traffic is worst. But according to him, it's always been that way.
When it started being congested, but it's always been congested. I've been an officer here for 36 years. It's always been congested from 4:30 to 6:30.
Recently, the city has put in timed traffic lights to try and combat the buildups.
It moves in a way that it continues the traffic moving until you're out through the downtown area.
Despite residents' concerns, the chief says the changes are here to stay. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been put on hold by the CDC and the FDA. 6 women from the ages 18 to 48 had unusual blood clots after taking a shot of the vaccine. Reporter Caleb Gill tells us more.
This past Tuesday, the United States announced that they were recommending a pause in the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. The Associated Press reports this is an attempt to investigate blood clots that are potentially dangerous. The CDC and the FDA are looking into unusual clots in 6 women who are between the ages of 18 and 48, one who has died. The clots occurred 6 to 13 days after receiving the vaccine. More than 6.8 million doses of the J&J vaccine have been given in the U.S., where most who have received it have had little to no side effects. The company said in a statement they were aware of the reports of blood clots, but a link to the clots and vaccine has not yet been established. No sign of clot problems have been found with the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines.
UT organized a vaccine clinic on Thursday, April 15th, at the Student Union Auditorium, where employees and current students were given their first shot. The J&J vaccines were replaced with Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. The second shot will be given on May 6th at the Health Education Center on main campus. Those aged 18 and above are eligible, and appointments were available on a first-come, first-served basis. To find more information regarding registration, you can email UT. You can also find the details on ut10news.com. At the same time, the Student Rec Center has relaxed some of its COVID restrictions. UT 10's Devin Harrison spoke with the director of the Office of Recreational Services, Damon Prior, about some of the changes.
Right now, we are currently following the guidelines of ODH, the Ohio Department of Health. What we've decided to do as a department is we're using what we call a phased-in approach into bringing back some of those things that we've all become accustomed to.
Things like playing basketball or going swimming with a group of friends, practicing group routines, or playing tennis.
The only things that have been, I guess if you want to call it changed or kind of, and again, I want to use the term phased in, would be the utilization of our court spaces. Volleyball, we've extended usage there.
And this usage has been extended up to 4 people on each side of the net, when previously, players were only allowed to play in 2s. And one of the biggest changes that students are very excited about is the basketball court now being open to 4 people per rim, when previously it was just 3.
A UT student, David Sinclair, says,
I think just being able to play with my friends again, play basketball, it's just nice, like good sense of community. You get to hang out with your friends, stay active. I definitely miss that about, not being able to do that before. So.
Pryor says that although restrictions are loosening up, social distancing will still be required, as well as the use of face masks indoors. and the equipment will continue to be wiped down.
I think it's important that we share that we will make sure that your experience is one where you come in and you can utilize the facility and feel safe at all times.
Prior is unsure how things will look in fall semester, although you can find future updates on UT10news.com. Modest clothing might not be as accessible as a local community member thought. Reporter Maya May decided to get to the bottom of this after she found that a woman drove several miles to find clothes that honor her faith.
Clothes are flying off the racks at this new clothing store on Monroe Street near Auburn Road. The fully covered store founders, Tiffany Blackman and Lakila Carter, felt modesty was hard to come by in Toledo.
We felt like, why not create something here? Because if we're having the issues, I'm pretty sure there were probably, 10 plus more others who are going through the same thing.
The closest stores that sold modest and Muslim garments could be found in Highland, Ohio and Dearborn, Michigan, within 20 and 60 minutes away. Opening up Fully Covered is how Blackman and Carter decided to strengthen their faith. Helping people get their modest garments and accessories in the city that they live in is a part of Blackman's mission. To her, it started with saving money from travel expenses and led to something more valuable.
That was really our main goal, was to fill that void and to help Sisters Cover and make it a little bit easier to transition into, this lifestyle.
Visit UT10news.com to find more about Fully Covered. And moving on to sports, UT10 Speculoustic gives us an update about Rocket women's soccer and baseball. On April 11th, Rocket Soccer faced off against the Broncos.
Toledo softball dominated this past weekend, but first, the women's soccer team came back after a 2-week COVID-19 pause to face off against Western Michigan. Both sides were evenly matched as neither team could score a goal in the first half. At the start of the second, the Rockets were hungry and they delivered quick. At only 7 minutes into the second half, junior Ashton Castle blasted the ball into the goal from 15 yards out, giving the Rockets a 1-0 lead. But just 3 minutes later, the Broncos tied the score 1-1. The Rockets fought hard to gain a lead, but ultimately, Western Michigan shot another goal with just 2 minutes left of the game. The Rockets fell just short of winning with a final score of 1-2. Rocket softball played another doubleheader this past Friday, this time against the Ohio Bobcats.
Toledo softball competed against Ohio Bobcats in a doubleheader on April 9th.
The Rockets started off strong by taking a 3-0 lead in the second inning, but the Bobcats would come right back with a 2-run home in the top of the third. Freshman Jenna Kroll answered the Bobcats with a 2-run blast, helping the Rockets earn 5 runs in the bottom of the third. The Bobcats would try to catch up to Toledo, but the Rockets would ultimately win with a score of 10-8. In the second game, senior Dana Denner's 3-run homer would put the Rockets at a 6-1 lead in the second inning. But this wouldn't be enough as the Bobcats scored 5 in the fifth and continued to score in the 6th and 7th innings. Rockets fall with the score of 7-10.
Today, Rocket Baseball will play a doubleheader against Akron Zips. Tomorrow, April 18th, they will go head-to-head with Akron Zips once again. And that's it for this week, and thank you for joining us today. The script was co-produced with Devin Harrison. For more news, make sure to tune in every Saturday at 7:45 a.m., and you can catch UT10 live every Thursday at noon. For WXUT 88.3 FM, I'm Deepa Bhujbal. Have a great day.